As you can see, I'm removing the cover off for the storage heater. Now, I will start taking the screws off. Get that all taken out. Be able to get to the bricks. Let's take these two front screws off. There is one extra screw just at the back there. That's why you have to take this two front ones off. You just got to be careful with the cover when you try to take it off, because there is insulation. It's really old, and then the cable as well, that has to be removed, and then you can just put it somewhere away from the heater. Now you start taking the bricks out one by one. Just be careful when you take them out, they are heavy. And also sometimes they could scratch the floor. Just put them inside the cover, or just get something to put them on. Now this way you expose the elements, and you can see that the elements are gone. The shape of them is completely gone. Taking the first one out, and do exactly the same. There is only two screws at the end, at the bottom of the heater. Make sure you don't take off the bottom ones. There is the top ones, the ones that are holding the elements. This heater is really old. The customer wanted to save it and have another winter. Go with it for now. She can't afford buying a new heater. That's why we're changing just the elements, and you can see it's split there. Look how wonky is that. And fourth one. This is a 3.4 kilowatts heater. That's why I got 4 elements. Each one is 850 watts. I took the elements off. Of course, make sure you clean up the connections before you put them in. I've already done it. Just get your Hoover and clean the connectors. And of course, you do the same procedure again. You just put the before putting another one in, and make sure I test it. I'll do the continuity test, and also the insulation resistance test, just in case it was damaged on the way to me before it got delivered, or maybe sometimes from manufacturers. Just make sure you test the insulation resistance and the continuity before installing it. And you can see me, I would repeat the same procedure again and again, just to make sure, because you don't want to call back. Sometimes a bit fiddly to get the two ends of the elements in. Yeah, eventually it will go through. as you can see. And again, the same. Still, I want to make sure the element is working before installing it. You get the idea. I have to keep checking it just to make sure the elements, what they send it over to me, was fine. Really, you don't want to put everything and then you realize the elements are faulty. Just make sure you test them before you install them again. Right now, when you put any bricks back, just make sure they are installed correctly. They got like a shape of the elements, as you can see now. That has to be the right way. And again, the same from the top. After you do all the bottom bit, and then make sure the bricks are not on the elements, because they start making a buzzing noise. Just make sure they are free, they're not squeezed with the bricks. You see that shape? That has to be facing up. Now you're going to put the front cover on. It's a bit fiddly. You just have to line it up properly. There is a slot, you have to push it in too and make sure the holes are lined up correctly, and then you start putting the screws back together. Yeah, it takes a bit of time to make sure to get them right. As you can see, it's not straightforward, but that's the way you can replace the heating elements on the storage heaters. Of course, don't forget to clean up after you put everything up. Make sure you clean the floor properly, and then it's time to put that baby back where it was before, where your clips, and you just clip it onto the side of the heater. that's it. After putting the cover back, I'm just testing the inputs, thermostat and the outputs knob just to make sure they work.